sign. You can see in the screen bar below, there is the button reaction. Can you see it? Yeah. So if it is okay for you, please give me a thumbs up or a clapping hands. Okay, Stana, can you make a screenshot from it if everybody is?
Yeah, make a screenshot that Marina agrees. Yeah, fine. Thank you so much. I will send you the pictures later.
Okay, so let's start. Are you ready?
Yeah.
First of all, I want to make a short exercise with you, and therefore I want to use Padlet. You know, Padlet is one tool in our MYS toolbox. And yes, I want to try with you one online exercise. You know, we all were together last year in Berlin. We are together in one room. We had a great time, I think. I hope you enjoyed it also. But this webinar, we are together at one screen, but in real, we are all in other countries. We are sitting in different places of the world across Europe. And we want to know, where are you sitting at the moment? So I prepared a Padlet. You can find the link for the Padlet in the chat room. Can everybody open the chat room? Mm-hmm. Yes, and there you can find the link for Padlet. Okay, so your task is now, please open this link, open Padlet, and then we want to know, where are you sitting at the moment? If you open the link, you will see a Padlet with okay. No, with a world map in it. Could everybody open the Padlet?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, and now please post your town. Where are you at the moment? How can you do this? If you see Padlet and the world map, on the left upper corner, there is a pink circle with a white cross in it. Can you find it? Yeah?
1 second.
And then please click at this pink circle with the cross in it, then write your town in it, click enter, and then you will see on the world map your mark with your country. Okay. Is everybody ready? Perhaps if you are ready, you can give me a reaction with a thumbs up. Okay, fine. I think the most of you have finished the exercise. And now I want to show you the result. And here it is. Can you see my screen? Okay, we see now a world map with different marks on it. And I think it is a really nice result because these marks show us that our MYS toolbox is in use across Europe in a lot of different countries. The teachers, you are using already our MYS toolbox. Okay, so I want to give you the word because perhaps all of you want to tell you where are you sitting now at the moment and what are your feelings? What do you feel? Do you feel good or not so good? And yeah, perhaps just one sentence from all of you. Who wants to start? Okay, then I will start and I will give the word to my colleague then in Austria. Okay, I am Evelyn. I think all of you know me already. I am sitting at home in my house in Austria, in a very little town near Graz. It's called Großsteinbach. Okay, who else is sitting in Austria?
Me.
Okay. So Carmen, where are you sitting?
I'm in my living room in my flat in Fürstenfeld. So it's also a small town very close to Großsteinbach. So we're not that far away from each other.
That's right. Okay, one more person or two persons in the same town, Karl and Barbara.
Yeah.
Where are you sitting?
Yeah, we both are sitting in our living room, and it's Barbara and me. And yeah, in Graz. Graz is quite a big town compared to Großsteinbach and Fürstenfelde. And yeah, and that's it. Yeah.
Okay, so perhaps we move to Romania. There we have 3 participants. Who wants to start?
I could start.
Okay, Marina, where are you sitting?
Yeah, I'm in my apartment in Bucharest because I wanted to go to my hometown, but I couldn't at that point because of this situation. So yeah, I'm teaching from Bucharest.
Okay, thanks. Okay, the next Romanian teacher.
I'm teaching from I'm here in my kitchen because it's closer to the Wi-Fi connection, and I've been teaching on Zoom a lot of lessons, which was a good experience for me, and I think I like it.
Thanks. Next Romanian person.
Good. I'm Andrea. I am teaching from Romania, Bucharest. I'm sitting in my living room, but I miss my children. So I am very happy to see you all here, and I hope that our school will start again in September, maybe.
Okay.
So,
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I will hope.
Okay. One person left in Romania, or can we switch to Slovakia? Okay, then we go to Slovakia.
Okay, I think I will start.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Miro, and I'm now in my kitchen actually, just because I like the place. I cook a lot, so therefore maybe that's why. And it's a really nice and sunny day, so I'm energized and I'm really looking forward to hear all from you. So that's from this part of the world.
Thanks. Next one in Slovakia. Oh, come on. Who is in Slovakia?
Veronica, Daniela.
Okay, perhaps she's not here at the moment. Okay, let's go to Berlin. Here we have 3 persons.
Shall I start?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I'm Therese. Hi, nice to see you all again. I'm in my office, or the office I share with my boyfriend, and I work from home most of the time since 17th of March. It's okay. I think we manage quite well in our school, but I also miss the children, and I also don't like the sitting around all day, because I feel like I'm sitting a lot, like in front of the screen and zooming in and zooming out. So I do a lot of yoga to kind of counteract the effects of sitting too much. Yeah, okay. But it's nice. I'm happy that we have Zoom.
Yeah, that's right.
Thanks, Google.
Okay, so thanks. So 2 guys are in Berlin.
We are the next. Stefan came from upstairs to the room where I am.
To save some time.
Yeah, and we are now in the room of our 14 years old daughter. She gave that room for me because it's the very quiet place in the house. And Stefan is occupying the home office. And we are working from home since 9 weeks already and teaching our kids at the same time. So we are multifunctioners.
As our Miss Toolbox.
Yeah.
Okay, and we have 3 more teachers, persons in London. Who wants to start?
I'll start first and then I nominate our other partners. So yes, I think I know everybody or almost everybody. I'm Gosia from London, originally from Poland, living in London, but locked down in Brighton, which is a lovely seafront town. And I'm here with my partner. And I can only use the bedroom because that's where we have the internet connection. Nowhere else in the house there is the internet connection. So that's why I'm here, and I will nominate this now to AJ. AJ?
Hi. Yep, I see it. Okay. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. You know me. I'm in London now. I'm basically in a place. My home area is called Forest Gate. I know that the English is a Forest Gate. It's not a difficult. It's a easy to understanding. It's a Forest Gate. So last 2 months ago, I locked down I stayed at home. This is my house, and this is my bedroom. I using a setup right here now, and in the front there's a window, and the back it's got my stuff here now. When you can see the cabinet, you can see the door, and the back of the dressing table. So I using a workstation. It's called Wikimaster workstation now. So it's been I miss Rick's office. I miss my colleague and my wiki champion very, very much now. But unfortunately, they are stuck now. I just feel it about I'm just really calm, really stay positive. I sustain my healthy, my fitness. It's really trying to keep don't pressure and don't be negative. Trying to stay calm, stay positive, and stay in happiness now. So that is my short story. Lockdown. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, AJ. Who would you nominate next from UK? There's Catherine and Jeannie on the call. Who are you going to pass the mic to?
Jean next to me.
Okay, hi guys. So I'm at home. I'm in our office, which is really dark and cold, which is very sad because it's such a lovely day. But my husband's got the kitchen table. My son, who's studying architecture, has got the garden shed, and my daughter, who's also studying, has got the bedroom. So wherever we go in the house, there's always somebody at work. And we're taking the opportunity to do a lot of painting. So now our house is completely upside down. And yesterday, my bees, I started keeping bees last year. I think I remember telling people in Berlin about it. yesterday my bees swarmed.
Oh.
And nobody else was at home, so I had to run around to get a ladder, to get into my garden, my neighbour's garden, to catch the bees.
Wow.
So very exciting. But I'm doing a lot of teaching, a lot of Zooming with my students online, which is really successful. So my students with learning difficulties are now running quizzes, bingo, dance sessions. They're leading those things, and we're managing to do quite a lot of teaching, and it's a lot of fun. But of course, it's very sad not to see them in person.
Okay, so thanks. So we have one more person.
Catherine.
Catherine. Are you here, Catherine? Okay, doesn't matter.
Unmute, maybe, Catherine, you need to unmute your mic.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, the mute button was on here as well. Yeah, sorry. I'm in the office at school. Our school is open for about 40 students, our most vulnerable students coming into school. I also lead a service where we provide technology to students all over London. So we've been very, very busy sending equipment and supporting families at home. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so thank you very much for doing this exercise.
Maybe somebody came in meanwhile and didn't say something. So I don't know if somebody stepped in.
Well, it's still me.
Yeah.
But I'm actually not in Hanover, but I'm in Graz at the moment.
Ah, okay.
Because of this situation of home office, I'm working from Graz and where my partner is living. So it's a good situation for me, actually, honestly speaking. So I'm fine.
Okay.
Oh, great, great.
So thank you very much for doing this exercise with me. I think it's very nice to see on this map that we have already a great MYS community across Europe, and that's really, really nice. And now I want to give the word to Stana to make the next exercise with you.
Yeah, maybe before we go on, we were thinking if you would agree that we record this session. And if you have something against, then just give a sign or say something into a chat. Otherwise, it would be nice for us to document the meeting. So if you would record it, Evelyn.
I did it already. We had this question already. Okay, so.
Okay, so I was sleeping at the beginning of the meeting. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Okay, so it's recorded that I asked the thing that I should have known. Okay, for the next, we were thinking, because we are here from 5 countries, it would be very nice to know how education is going, like in general, this big picture from each country. So I would like to invite one person from each country to give us a short overview, because the situations are so different as we get from the media all over the Europe. Each country is handling the situation quite different. So for the education, the situation is also quite a mixed picture. So would be great to know, because some schools are opening, some are still closed, and just share what is the situation in your country. So maybe for Austria, if you would start, who would like to share how schools are dealing with this situation, and how is your life as a teacher at the moment?
So our last day of school was the 13th of March. So this was a Friday, and with Monday the schools were locked down. We prepared some tasks for the children, and we gave them the task in paper form, because most of the parents aren't too good with technology, so they asked us not to do that many things via internet or something like that. So we prepared things like for 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks the parents came and changed the new stuff against the old stuff. And so this was, yeah, like this till last week. And since the Easter holidays, we do have some children to look after. So since Easter, I've been in school every day or nearly every day. And we made some stuff with the children. So most of the days were like, for the first 2 hours, they worked on their packages, and after the lunch break, we did some paintings, or we made an ebook, or I don't know.
So, but how is the situation in general? Are all grades back to school, or all grades in one day, or how it's organized?
Yeah, so yesterday school started again in Austria. So 2 weeks ago, the Matura classes, so like the last school classes started. Now the primary schools and the lower high schools, or the junior high schools, kind of started. So the children from 6th to 14th are in school now again. And it depends from school to school how they managed it. So at my school, we said we had to divide the classes into groups. And so one group is coming from Monday to Wednesday, and the other one is coming Thursday and Friday. And in the next week, this changed. So every student will be 5 days in school on a row, kind of. And then the other days, the children will do homeschool as far as it's possible. If it's not possible, they come to school. And in 2 weeks, the other children will come to school too. So the 14th to 17th year will start school again.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving us this insight of the Austrian school system. Maybe for the moment, if you're not speaking, you can turn off your microphone, because I think it's easier to follow the person that is speaking. Okay, I would like to ask somebody from Romania, how is the situation there? So who would like to share? Marina, I see your hand up. Please.
Yeah. In Romania, the situation is different. I mean, all schools are closed since, if I'm not wrong, since 11th of March.
Eu le-am adus acum, astăzi, de dimineață.
Excuse me, I have to ask the person that is not now speaking.
You can
turn
mute
off the
them.
microphone.
Mute them if you are the administrator.
Evelyn could do it. She can turn off the microphone of all, and then the person that is speaking do it actively. Okay, great. Okay, Mariana, please go on.
Okay, so yes, I was saying that all schools are closed since 11th of March. At the beginning, personally, it was a bit difficult with technology. I knew how to use it, but the information was so much. Like all teachers were coming with information for children they were used to, but day by day we got used. So now we are using different applications for it. For some children that don't have the chance to use technology as we all do now, and other children, we used to send some of our worksheets to school, and I don't know, someone is at school and they print the materials, and then they got the materials to work them. So this is how we thought that we could help them to study in the same time with us. Universities are closed till October, I think. The exams for children, they they will still be up to write them, but with strict rules of prevention. But yeah, I think for all of us, it's difficult not to see the faces, the reactions of the children, but I'm sure we are trying to do our best in this time. We are all in Romania, and of course, all around the countries, happy to meet again our students.
Yeah. Okay, I see. And at the beginning, someone from Romania said that you would be happy to reopen schools in September, but you don't know yet for sure, right?
Yeah, this is true. We are, I mean, they used to speak that in September we will open it, but it's not for sure, 100%.
Okay, yeah. Okay, thank you so much for this information. And we will go to Slovakia. And who would like to share how it's going on there?
That will be me again.
Yeah, please, Miro.
The schools were closed from 13th of March, and till now they are not open. But there's a really quite a live discussion about reopening the first grade of primary schools from 1st of June. And later, maybe there will be just those students who are at the last grade of the schools, and universities will not be open until October. Let's say that. Since the crisis, I would say that the way how the schools were working or the teachers were working, it was pretty difficult because nobody was really ready for this, and the online learning was not existing. Let's say that. So each school was really trying to find a way how to deal with this problem or the situation. So the first month, I would say it was really slow, and I would say that most of the kids were not learning properly at all. But nowadays, I think each school had is using either EduPage or Zoom or different kind of ways how to contact with students. But I think that it will be a big relief for teachers to go back to some kind of normal.
Okay.
That's,
yeah. I've heard that it will be voluntary for the first steps in Slovakia to go back to school.
Actually, that's
so
right.
Who wants can go, and who is not feeling comfortable would not go.
Yes, that's
okay.
right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it will be interesting to follow.
Well, that will be
the
really
behavior.
interesting. Yeah, but I can imagine that many parents really needs to go back to work,
of
but
course.
they have no place where to keep the kids. So I think
of course,
beneficial.
Yeah, thank you, Miro. And I would move to Germany, and maybe we can have two voices from Germany, how it goes from Berlin and from Hanover. So, Therese, could you share how the situation looks in Berlin?
So schools have been closed on 17th or I think 16th of March. So it was the Monday where everyone went to school for one more day to organize everything. And then we thought that we might be able to reopen the schools after the Easter holidays. So we also, like someone else mentioned, had this kind of situation where we thought, okay, we give them like a couple of tasks, or I mean, we are in advance because we have this system at our school that the children learn in so-called learning offices, so they already know a kind of self-instructed way of learning, so they have schedules and competence schedules, so it wasn't as difficult for us to kind of introduce a new system. So they knew, okay, I have to complete the schedule, I have to go on working like this. And we also have an online learning platform, which is called It's Learning, or Fronta, which is pretty nice because our whole subject structure and the team conversations and communication are organized via this platform. So it's quite handy and people are used to it already. So that wasn't quite as harsh a transition. But now, of course, the situation is a bit different because we are still like online or blended learning. And we had this thing, like I think the senator, she said that every student had to be back to school at least once before the summer holidays. So the priorities were year 9 and 10, and of course the A levels. So they are in school every day since after the Easter holidays. And the younger classes, of course, they were of lesser priority. And they were in school, like, for example, the year 7s last week, but only for 90 minutes every day, which was a bit of, like, for most people, it was a bit stupid. And parents also complained a bit because, yeah, it didn't make much sense for them. But I think it was still nice to have everyone, like, in real life and face to face at least once. And now we're back to the online learning. And yeah, so I think it's interesting that most students definitely wish school to be back and normal, which is a nice situation, I think. But of course, it's also difficult to lose some of the kids, like, of course, the kids with like little support from home. It's quite difficult to reach them even via the platform, and we make a lot of calls, and we even, like, I went to their houses and they gave them stuff in printed form because they couldn't manage to print everything out and find it online. So, but it works quite well, and we have a lot of support from our social services team in school, and we also have external support, where now we established small groups of children who need more support and more care to be able to come to school every day now in, like, little groups.
Yeah,
it's quite a luxury, I guess.
Yeah, but it sounds like a huge engagement from the staff also. So
yeah,
So
absolutely.
thank you, Therese. And maybe it would be great to hear from you, Sonia, because you work at the policy level in Lower Saxony. How things are going there?
Yeah, I think it's quite similar to the situation in Austria or in Berlin, for example. So we restarted our schools at the beginning of May, and as the others do, we started with the oldest classes for this Abitur level or Matura level. And now, from now on, week after week, we add some more classes to school downwards in age. So the youngest one will be the last one at the end of May or beginning of June, I think. Of course, we know it's hard for the parents to cope with both situations, have to do some home office and to keep children. But for us, it was only the only imaginable way to how to deal with the situation. And when the classes are in school, the schools can decide different ways how to deal with it. Whether they have just half of the class or whether they have one part of the class Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday to Friday, and the next week they turn around. So we have different ways how to manage it, and we have, of course, different experiences how the schools can cope the situation. Some of them are very well prepared to this because they already work with online learning platforms, as Therese said just before. And some of them, mostly primary schools, they were not so used to work with digital tools, and they try to get really in contact with their students. Well, I'm working in the ministry for this subject of digitalization in schools, so we had really a lot of work the last few months. And I think at the beginning, we immediately started to offer some materials, especially for the parents and for the students, how to or to discover new things at home, not really to learn, but to get interesting materials to work with. And now, of course, we change to get more materials for the teacher to teach the students in a blended learning way, and that's even for us it's quite unusual. So it works well. One part it works quite well, I think. On the other side, we need a lot more experience. So on this side, I hope that we have this situation a little bit more time, that we can get used to it, and not that we can still ignore it and to continue as in former days, after our summer holidays, for example. I think our most important project at the moment is we have a Lower Saxony learning management system that was in a testing period just before, and we opened it to our schools voluntary, that they can start working with it. And within 2 weeks, there were nearly 2,000 schools who wanted to work with this platform. So we wasn't really prepared for this, so we have to organize new server places and everything like this. So it's really a challenging time, but I think it's for us it's really interesting, and I think it's also a chance for schools to develop and to teach in a completely different way. So
yeah, let's see how sustainable it gets at the end of the days. So here, that's our project is also about to support, and we would move to UK, and maybe you can tell us, some of you from UK, how you deal with the situation. We're following the very difficult healthcare situation there, and how hard you were hit by the virus. So how are you doing there? So how is teaching going under these conditions?
Well, Janine can chip in because, but from my experience, and also officially, all schools were closed, but a number are open for key workers and for any children who are particularly vulnerable. So our offices are based here at a special school. So we started with about 6 students and have gone up to about 40 attending now out of 200. And we've been open right through the holidays as well as actual school term time. And that would be the case for schools across the UK. And then from the 1st of June, children from reception year 1 are to come back, and year 6 students, and then older students who will be exam year next year. But all schools are handling that different. It's down to, so like for us, we have marked out the schools so there's social distancing. Of course, that's not possible for all students. And then my experience with across London is that how people are handling the home learning is different right across the board. So some teachers are providing lessons, others are just uploading work to be downloaded, some are sending out printable sheets. It varies across. What has been quite positive in some respects is the government's given some funding to young people who require technology in certain groups and anyone that hasn't got Wi-Fi access. So there is a little bit of grant funding for that. I don't know, Janine, did you want to add what your experiences are?
Oh, you have to switch on your microphone, Jamie. Oh, okay, thanks.
Just say that it's a bit of a confused picture, I think. Like, I think the government said that to open up the schools in the 1st of June, but a lot of people seem to be very reluctant because to send their children back because it's not safe. But then, yeah, it's very difficult. My students, none of them are going to come back because they're all very vulnerable, and because our online teaching is working very well because we're using the RICS WikiMe toolkit, and that's good. In fact, we've had some really brilliant things because we've got a much better relationship with the parents because now the parents need to support their students to use the IT. So whereas beforehand it's always very difficult to get people to meet together because everybody's so busy. We know they're at home. So there have been some real positives. I can't imagine us going back before September, and even in September, I don't know how we're going to manage.
Okay, thank you so much. And I think it was very, very nice and valuable exchange of experiences and pictures from the countries. And at this moment, I would like to ask you if you have more time than until 4 p.m. CET, because we're quite at the beginning of the session. We have some more things we would like to do. So who has time to stay here after 4 p.m. CET, so more than in like in 15 minutes we have 4 p.m. CET. Please just make a sign, reaction, like thumb up if you have more time after 4 p.m. So we will just go on and see if you, okay, Gosia cannot, so I understand. So let's see how we get with our schedule. At this moment, I would just have one question. Who of you is on a parent side and is schooling his own or her own kids too, just not being a teacher? Then make a thumb up if you're a parent in homeschooling. So how many parents do we have here? Okay, just me and Evelyn. Is it really? Okay, nice to know. Okay, fine. I would like to pass the word now to Gosia, because not only because she must leave at 4 p.m. in 15 minutes, also because we would like to show you the MYS Toolbox, how it looks now. Maybe you have looked at it, but Gosia, if you would be so nice and share your screen with us. And tell us what is the new thing about the MYS Toolbox, because we would really be happy if you applied this.
Yeah, I'm unmuted. Okay, can you all see the screen? Yes, okay, I can see some nods, so I take it as yes. So as you can see, this is a new view of our MYS Toolbox. It has changed and grown considerably since last time. I'm going to maximize the screen, so I think that might be better.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's better. So now we have 3 tabs. So first one is MYS Toolbox, then MYS Projects, and then Terms of Use. AJ and myself and Stana and the rest of the team and Evelyn and the rest of the team from each country have contributed to development of this, so it's not our work only, I'll just make it clear. And some of those you recognize. So there was the wiki on philosophy, which was there before, so it's still here. More information is included, and I think Evelyn or Stana will show you a little bit later. So I won't go into the details of it. MYS Storytelling, again, more information there, more information in MYS Toolkit, and this wiki, how to use MYS Toolkit, it's a new one, and it's still in development. There's very little information there at the moment, but that's where we expect to put all the information for teachers, for parents, and for anybody else who might want to use it, to know where to find the information and how to find this information. And what I should add, that we have made those changes to represent the feedback that we had from our first evaluation of the and trial of the toolkit. We all, in all the country partners, we have had interviews and focus groups, and all these results were compared, analyzed, and feedback was applied to this new structure. And one of them was that there is lots of information that people can see it, but they couldn't find it. And so this is why we now have this new wiki, which will have all this information, how to use it, what's included, and we'll have a very quick sort of reference into different parts of the toolkit. In this tab, MYS Project, we have the information about all the project partners and all the schools that are included. And I should mention, because we have everybody on, so I should mention that in here, some of you have already included some information and some of you have not. So I suggest that people will start adding information about your different stories, the things, how you're applying, how you're using MYS toolkits. So in England, we have one of the stories only published in.
Yeah. If I can add at this point that our competition that we have launched just a day ago, and probably you have already seen it in the new newsletter. It's also an instrument how to make this gallery vivid and feed it with stories from all the countries that are very current and are close to learners and their lives during this corona crisis.
Yeah.
So it is a vehicle how to make it more populated.
Yes, so in this MYS schools, in the middle button, that's where you introduce all the different schools that are putting stories in. So when you're working with your school and you're creating a story, just create a page here introducing the school. So we have those two sort of groups, from one UK, from one Germany, who have created stories and they introduced themselves. It could be just a simple one slide and just say who we are and what we do, and just add a couple of pictures. That's enough. So it's not, we're not asking you to do loads and loads. Just as a group, before we start, take a picture of the group if you have permissions. So respecting those confidentiality issues, and then post it there. And it's really nice way to see who we've got and who are the people. With this group, they did a little bit more. Sort of, we had the whole day working together with them. And so they've all sort of wanted to add the pictures and the names and so on. So it's a really nice way, and that you can see Berto, he couldn't be here today with us, but that's his group, that's his work. So
Jeannie is leaving. Bye bye, Jeannie.
Bye, Jeannie. See you online. Yeah, so that's the school. So let's go back to MYS project. What I know, Stana, you have mentioned just now about those stories. What I was going to do is, for those stories for each country, I was going to create separate wikis and call the competition. So it will be competition, and those stories that we collect, we can then add them to this, because they will be much more prominent, I think. And so that was, I was going to discuss it with you last week, but obviously.
So you see, we are still in progress, always.
I mean, this is the beauty of this toolkit. Because it's multimedia, because it's online, we are constantly adding, changing and building. And what I'd like to remind you all, that you are all part of this project, and all your thoughts, ideas really do count. So please, as you're using that and as you're looking at this and you have ideas, there is this, whatever the idea might be, please do share with us. And either, if you're looking at Schools Wiki, you have the username and passwords for that, so you can do it yourself. If you're looking at some other thing that you would like to see changed, please do share it with your coordinator from your country, and we will be very happy to design it. At the end of the project, we would really like this to be shared and owned by all of us, so you all feel that it's your toolkit, that you can see, you have your sort of stamp on it. And we are quite fortunate, because we're only in the second year of the project and we already have this beautiful toolkit. Quite often projects have something like this at the end of the project. Here we started from the very beginning, so it's building and it's growing, and I think it's going to be much stronger for it. So that's that. And just the last one, which is about those terms of use, terms and conditions, and making sure that we respect and observe all the sort of legal rules and regulations in terms of what we put on there, that we don't steal somebody else's content without recognizing them and putting it in, that we use pictures in the correct way, that we get consent from those, if we're taking pictures, if they don't belong to us, have consent, clear consent. If you're taking pictures of the individuals, have consent. If you're taking information, you know, that if people are sharing stories and making sort of information of personal nature, that needs to be very clearly and carefully managed, so people don't sort of expose any vulnerability here. So you've got all this information in there, and AJ has been fantastic building this bit from using our other resources. So it's still all, you know, still work in progress, but it is growing all the time.
Yeah, and we
AJ, would
already
you like to add
included it.
anything?
Yeah, we already included these rules into the competition. Yeah, so when you create stories with your pupils, or they create stories, you have to follow these rules. They are very easy explained. I think we provided within the MYS Toolbox and within the competition.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So any questions?
You can make the thumb up if you want to ask a question, or you can raise your hand up. I don't see anybody, so I think we can go on, because we would like to do 2 more things before we get into the next session to share. I would like to pass the word to Evelyn, because she would like to show you the ebooks that we have shared with you already.
I think it's better you will tell something about the competition, because some participants are going now.
Okay.
It's
Okay, so yeah, because it's a very current issue. Yeah, right.
After you, I will.
Yeah. Okay, I will share my screen with you now, because this competition is published on the Atempo site. It's also published in the wiki. We can have a look in both. And so this is what you have received from us already in the newsletter last week. And we have this information in English too, but I have to get there somehow, because yeah, okay, I hope this works. Right, okay, so it's a good time for storytelling, we thought. Now at the moment, the young people are dealing with this new situation. They have to adapt their daily routine. It's this uncertainty of the next weeks and so on. And so we thought it would be very nice to ask them, how are you doing? How is the situation in your family? How is it? How do you connect to your friends and so on? So you see that we have this competition launched in each country with different deadlines, and in each country we have information on the website of the partner or the project coordinator in the country. So follow these links and you will get to the information in your language. So for example, when we go now here in Slovakia, this is what Miro has prepared for the Slovak teachers, and there are the rules and also our internet safety tips that we have created for in each partner language. And well, we don't have much time until the next until the deadlines, but it's enough because the situation is changing daily, as we see across Europe. And young people have so much in them that they would like to share, we think. So let me see that who didn't hear about this competition yet from you. Maybe hands up, or would it be possible for you to share with your colleagues in your schools? It would be great if you just don't feel addressed yourself, but spread the word and tell your colleagues, tell your community that you have. You're a multiplier as a teacher, so it would be really great if you can reach quite a large audience of learners with this competition. We think it's very nice to connect across Europe through such projects, through this storytelling. Yeah, it's a competition, but it's not about to win, it's about to take part, and there are tablets that will be drawn amongst all the stories that we will receive. And as Gosia said before, we would like to publish them on the Wiki website and connect them through this platform. So please feel invited, feel addressed to share and spread the word. And yeah, we will see how many stories we will have until the last deadline is Austria. We have adapted these deadlines to how long the school year is going. Okay, so maybe questions about what would you like to ask? What is something not clear? What, you know where to find the information?
What kind of tablet can there be?
It will be different in each country. It will be Android. It would not be iPads. We will see what each partner can get organized. We have a budget for it. We cannot tell you at this moment. It is up to each partner in each country to organize these prices.
Okay.
Yeah, cannot answer that
Yeah,
precisely
okay.
at the moment. Okay.
Yeah.
Some other question? Maybe I can add that we are very interested to get any format. It's like our project about multimedia. So if somebody is making a video or audio, or is writing a story, or making a comics, it's just up to the learners. They have to do it in a group of at least 3 pupils or learners. This is our condition, that there is nobody doing it for him or herself, but getting into groups and sharing stories before they create their common story. Okay, so please read the information, and I think could be enough for the moment about the competition. I can go back into the chat so we can maybe go on. And I think a nice thing to support this competition are our ebooks, right, Evelyn?
Yes, ebooks. So you can take part at the competition. You just have to send an email with a link or with an document, and just send it to the coordinators from every country. And the ebook is a good way, because the ebooks you can publish, and if you publish an ebook, you get directly a link, and with this link you can share your ebook with a lot of other people.
Exactly.
Okay, so Stan, I think it's my turn now. Do you have any question more about the competition? No.
Yeah, I would just add that yes, ebooks are fantastic ways of doing it, but people equally can make an animation or a video or a picture or a drawing. You know, you can, if you have children who don't have access to technologies, they can draw something, write a poem, you know, and then take a picture, send it to the teachers and add it. So encourage all forms of media. You know, we don't want to create obstacles. We want to encourage all those, including those who are most excluded in a way, to take part and participate.
And everybody should choose this format which fits to them.
Yeah.
So, and you can really find all different formats in our MYS Toolbox if you need any help for creating it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
I'm staying kind of unmuted, so I'm listening in. I'm doing some other things because I've got stuff I need to produce for people, but do call me in when you need something, so I'll just mute myself.
Okay, thank you, Gosia, for now.
Okay. But the main aim in this competition is that we will collect a lot of different stories, And so please collect this or share this competition with your colleagues in your school or also in other schools. So it would be great if you get a lot of different stories.
Yeah, and maybe one more thing is that what we observe, at least in Germany, but I think it's all over Europe, that young people don't really have voices at this crisis, that also media coverage is not very much putting an eye on their needs. So this could be a platform to give them a voice. How am I doing? How is my situation? How my family is coping with this crisis? So how they can meet their needs these days, and if whatever they do, if they are still doing fine. This is like an offer for them to share how they are.
Okay, so I will move on, and I want to show you again the e-books which we prepared and which you saw already in Berlin. Therefore, I share my screen with you. Okay, and here again you can see our MYS Toolbox. And as you know, in the chapter MYS Storytelling, you will find a lot of different exercises. And in our MYS Multimedia Creativity Kit, you will find different introduction, how to use different digital tools within your story. And in our chapter MYS Storytelling, you know that we have a lot or 6 different topics, and within these topics you see different exercises which you can do within your classroom with your pupils, and you can try it out. And for 2 topics, for family and friends and for hobbies and interests, we prepared already e-books. And in these e-books, you can find, these e-books are in general working materials for you and for pupils. And the pupils and teachers can work directly with these e-books in the classroom. And we showed you these e-books already in Berlin. And since Berlin, we translated the e-book, the English e-book, in all 4 partner languages. So now at the MYS Toolbox, you can find all e-books for family and friends and for hobbies and interests in all partner languages. And a few weeks ago, we already sent you the e-books as in the newsletter. So it would be interested for me, or my question to you is now, does anybody from you already used these e-books? So can you give me perhaps an answer? Who did already use the e-books? Perhaps with reaction. Okay.
Carmen did. She make a thumb up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So perhaps I can show you one ebook again, very shortly. We think that these ebooks are a good opportunity that teachers use it in time of homeschooling, because in these ebooks are all exercises described. For all exercises you can find exactly the task, what do the pupils have to do within the ebooks, and we think it's a good opportunity now for the pupils to do it at home, but also that we ask the parents if they like to do one topic, especially family and friends, that they do exercises from family with their kids at home in the homeschooling. You just have to give the parents and the teachers the link from the ebook or the MYS Toolbox, and then they can work with the ebooks by their own at home. Yeah, I just wanted to show you the ebook family. There is a short overview of the ebook. Then you can find the introduction, how to use it. And then you remember we have structured all our exercises in starter, soup, main course, and dessert. And then you will find all exercises to one topic. Here is one exercise, Danish boxes, and you see exactly the task. What have the pupil to do within this exercise? Okay, I just want you to remember that we have these ebooks in the MYS toolbox, and that we think it is a good opportunity to try it out in time of homeschooling. I tried it out with my kids. We made all the exercises within the topic family and friends. And it was really very funny for the kids, and they liked it very much. And the result was really a great ebook with really nice stories from my kids and my family. Okay, yeah. Perhaps you have the possibility the next time to try out these ebooks. Okay, do you have any question concerning to the ebooks? Okay, then I will go on. I prepared some questions for you.